We will probably have some people coming on. I would assume they'd like to, hey Meg, they like to file in kind of as we go through announcements and recognition. But if you guys need to shoot anybody a text and tell them to get their rears on here, do that. Okay, I just want to run through a couple of quick announcements and then we'll go into recognition and then we'll hand it over. Or actually, let's do recognition first. Does anybody have anyone they want to shout out?
I do. She should be on here any minute, but my girl Jessica Carrier hit her 3rd month in a row of Success Club. I'm so freaking proud of her. She was a discount coach for a while, so the Success Starters, but she's been so consistent, just like honestly just sharing her journey, guys, keeping it super basic, super simple. And she's in clinical right now, so she's doing 12-hour shifts as a nurse and school. So like, y'all, if she can do it, y'all can do it.
That's awesome.
And I just wanted to shout out my Philly team in general. We had 10 of us at Super Weekend this weekend, including our 1-month-old new glow digger, Stephanie's little girl. And it was so fun. It was our biggest event ever. So I'm really excited to kick off this new month with Meg on the call this week. I know my coaches are excited.
Oh, okay. Taylor, my coach Taylor has a couple new coaches getting started. We just got on the phone last night with somebody. We're getting on the phone with somebody again soon. So she is grinding to dive in. She's like 2 emeralds away and like 2 discount coaches away. She's so close. She's got the coaches and we're all just really pushing. So she's really turned her mindset around a lot in the last week. So really the last like couple of weeks. So you're doing great, girl. And Tori, I don't think Matt's on yet, but you just hit Success Starter month 1, right? Yes, Success Starter month 1. So congrats, that's huge. 2 more months and your summit is paid for. Anybody else want to shout anybody out? Maggie?
My coach Elena is trying to hop on. She has a little baby, but her new coach Jamie is on her first team call tonight. Jamie bought her summit ticket last night. I think she's halfway to Emerald and has like multiple conversations. So she's killing it. She's jumping in head first. So Jamie, you rock.
That's amazing, Jamie. Girl, keep after it. Momentum is everything. I don't know if you've heard that a million times yet, but you'll probably keep hearing it. Anybody else want to shout anybody out? Anybody? Well, it's good to see you guys on here. I'm going to run through a couple quick announcements and then we're going to let Meg take it. So we don't want to keep her from her amazing family. And we're just so glad that she's here. But I want to remind you guys the $20 off this month. So basically remember like 6 weeks of work, annual bod, Shakeology or performance. So that's just still the $150. There's just like not a promo code anymore. But that is a good thing to offer, like if they want to just bump up that $10, because 6 weeks of the work is not going to be available till April. So like they might want to do it before April. So it's just a good thing to kind of let them know like, hey, it's $10 more to add on this like amazing program that you can maybe like work your way up to if that wasn't their initial first thing that they wanted. The other thing that really I was just going to say is we are going to be doing another 3-day refresh like the Monday after Thanksgiving. So just be thinking about that and planning for that when it comes to your current customers, current discount coaches. Those challenge packs are also $20 off. So like the 3-day refresh in Shakeology is typically $160, but right now it's $140. So you're basically getting an entire 3-day refresh for $0 because Shakeology by itself is $140. So like that's a way that you can really explain that and tell them the value in that. So this is like a really good month to like maximize on the 3-day refresh because post Thanksgiving, like everybody trying to get back on track and lose that bloat. So that's just another really good challenge pack option besides like the fitness and the nutrition. And then anything else that you guys want to add? Peppermint Mocha is still available. I don't think it's sold out yet. And I haven't tried it yet. Does anybody want to give a quick little review of Peppermint Mocha if they've tried it yet? Anybody have it yet? Nobody? Okay. Well, I heard it's really good and it tastes like Christmas in a cup. All right, let's get to Meg. You guys, She is a wife. She is a mom of two. She is a 15-star diamond in her first, a 6-star diamond in her second, a 3-star diamond in her third, and a 1-star diamond in her fourth. She's a 7-time elite coach, a legacy leader, 2013 top 10. And as I was reading her stats, I was like, this is what you call consistency. This is what you call like not just getting to the top and piecing out of the top. This is like consistently building a really strong organization, like a true CEO, like tons of depth, tons of people have been changed. And Meg reached out to me at the beginning of this year to talk to, I don't think that was your team. That was just like in a big push. And it was so awesome. And I just really appreciated it. So she's kind of back to pour into us. So I don't want to take any more time. Take it away, Meg.
Hi, guys. Okay, so both my babies are awake. I have an almost 4-year-old, and then Brayden will be 5 months tomorrow, which is insane. Like, it just, like, flies by. So I am praying that they're good. They're being a little bit of thinkers. That's the mother life. I heard you guys saying stuff about little babies, and I'm like, yes, I know how that is. But before I dive into kind of the tips that I want to give you guys tonight about moving your business in this fourth quarter from maybe that hobby type feeling to more of like a powerhouse type business for 2020, because we truly do need to start thinking about 2020 at this point, you guys, because everything that we're doing right now is going to pay off in January, February, March, okay? But before I go into that, I want to share a little bit about me, because I know when I get on calls and I hear stats from people, I'm like immediately disconnecting myself from the person, right? Like, I'm like, there's no way I could do that stuff, right? Like, we start like diminishing ourselves based off of what that person may have achieved. And I want you guys to know that I am just a normal person. I love Beachbody completely to my core. And I stumbled upon it back in 2009. Okay. So 10 years ago, you guys, I'm a veteran coach. I was only 22 years old, so don't discount those youngins. And you guys all actually look pretty young. So, but I was 22. I met my amazing coach, Janelle Summers. I'm sure you guys probably know that name. And she was in Turbo Jam. It was the first program I'd ever done. She actually lives like in my city, and I was taking Turbo Kick classes from her, and she talked to me about coaching. I have a degree in nutrition, you guys. So on paper, I thought, okay, I'd make a perfect coach, right? And then I signed up and I was super overwhelmed and completely shut down. We didn't have half the stuff you guys have right now. Like, we didn't have Facebook groups. We didn't have the trainings. We didn't have all of that stuff. And I was still overwhelmed. Didn't know what I got myself into, putting all these limiting beliefs on what I could do in this business. And what a lot of people don't know is, like I say, oh, I was a discount coach at the beginning. I started and stopped about 1 million times in this business. I was set up as success partners, and then I would like fail as a success partner, and they would start doing better than me, and then I would like get down on myself like so many times, you guys, for 2 years. 2 years in my business, I did that. And it wasn't until I finally said, you know what? Game over. Like, I hate my current job. I was working as a exercise manager at a local YMCA, making about $20,000 a year with a master's. And it's not all about the money, but I was really overworked and very underpaid, and giving away my weekends and not having time with my now husband, and, you know, drinking 6 cups of coffee and just really hating life. You know, thinking, this is what I worked so hard for. Like, this is what I went to school for, to like do something that I absolutely hate. And it was finally like I had this aha. I had this why pop up that could be changed through coaching. And I stopped letting those limiting beliefs that I'm not like this perfect coach, and I'm not in amazing shape, and I'm too young. And I thought, because I didn't have kids, that I couldn't be like a good coach. Who thinks that? Like, what? Like, any limiting belief I could come up with, I came up with as to why I couldn't succeed. And I finally had this why that pushed all of those limiting beliefs away. And I wanted to be able to become my own boss and to make coaching my full-time gig. And I fully believed, and I want you guys to hear this, I fully believed in myself that I could make that goal happen. Okay. And I put it out there into the universe, whether you believe in the universe or God or whatever, but I put it out there. I spoke it into existence. I told everyone, including the people I worked for, which was probably not a smart idea. And I put in the work to accomplish that goal, you guys. And it took me a year after I made that proclamation to walk away from that full-time job. So I'd been a coach for about 3 years, but a year of hustling hard, you guys. And we'll talk about that from moving from hobby to full-time coach. But the hustle I put in a year set that ball in motion for our team to achieve some really awesome stuff. And I love that Mackenzie said, looking at these stats, I can tell that she didn't just get to the top and just stop, because I haven't. I put my foot on that pedal and I haven't stopped. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to go like nose to the grind for 8 years straight to be successful in this business. There are seasons. For instance, I did just have a baby 5 months ago. And while I still showed up for my clients and my coaches, I did slow down a little bit because I've built this business that allows me to have those seasons, okay? And we'll talk about moving through those seasons without losing that ball in motion, because I think sometimes people go through these seasons of life and they say, okay, I've worked. Now I get to kick my heels up and not do anything. And that's where you get screwed, okay? That's where you hit these goals and then you nosedive. And I don't want you guys to have that happen, okay? But 8 years later, I'm still showing up monthly with my non-negotiables in this business to prevent that ball in motion from stopping. And like I said, there are seasons, but you've got to embrace it. As long as you have your, what I call your business, your set business baselines, okay? Your non-negotiables that are your invites, you're adding to your network, you're connecting, you're following up, that are daily and weekly non-negotiables that you do for your business based off your goals. During those slow seasons, or the times that maybe your family has to trump what your business time is, you're still going to see movement in the right direction towards your goals, okay? So tonight I'm going to go over about, I think I have 4 tips. Let me see. Therefore, let me count. Yeah, 4 tips, you guys. 4 tips to be able to help you move your business from a hobby right now, or maybe you're working towards full-time right now, which cool, you're already above what a lot of coaches in the network are doing, to make it that powerhouse business in 2020. Because like I said before, what you're doing now is going to pay off in January, February, March. I see too many coaches at this time of year, because it's the holiday season, right? Like we're all like, cookies, maybe I'm not going to be as strict with my nutrition, right? Like we're all like, okay, we're going to slow down a little bit with our business. And that's frustrating at this time, because, those coaches that do that, they think that they can start January and then it's just going to be a brand new year and everything's going to be great. We're in a business of delay. Okay, so we can't just see our results like that. And being health coaches, we should all understand that, right? But what you're doing, it always is going to have a 60 to 90 day delay. I don't care if you are Lindsay Matway, or you are Melanie Mitro, or you are Kate Schultes, or whoever. We all have 60 to 90 day delays when we're doing things in this business, you guys. It doesn't matter who you are, okay? So let's figure out how to get that going, you guys. I first want to talk about letting go of that microwave idea of success, okay? So the microwave is being a busy mom, like it's my best friend, right? Like instant food, warm, because I do not have a chance to eat very often with little ones. But that does not apply to this business, okay? We do not have a microwave type of success when it comes to building a Beachbody business, especially if you're wanting to build it sustainable, something that can last over a century or 2 or 3, okay? So I want you guys to tell me these statements. I heard Bonnie Ingle say this recently, and I was like, this is genius. So I want you guys to tell me if you think these statements are accurate, and just type it in the chat bar, okay? So accurate or ridiculous, okay? So statement number 1. I just won an Olympic gold medal for swimming, and I just started swimming and practicing about 2 months ago. Is that accurate or is that ridiculous, you guys? Like if someone said that to you, would you be like, yeah, good job, right? Like think about that. They just started practicing 2 months ago and they already won a gold medal. We all know Olympic gold medalists, they put in so much time and effort for years before they're able to accomplish that, right? Number 2, I graduated college and have a 4-year degree. And it's so funny because I just started, I rarely studied. I enrolled last year and I didn't do much work, but I have that diploma. Like, is that accurate or is that ridiculous? Okay, last one, you guys. I did one workout with the 21-day fix and I still don't have abs. Do you have any clients say that to you where they're like, I did one workout and I'm not down any weight, right? And you're like, seriously? Or I've done a week and I haven't lost any weight. And you're like, come on, right? Like, it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so we can very easily look at those statements, you guys, and think like, eye roll, right? Like, come on, that's silly. But why is it so hard for us to think the same way about the way our business is run, right? Like, we want to say, I want to be here in my business, but we haven't put the time and effort in to get there, right? It cannot happen without the work and hustle, you guys. There are no shortcuts in this business. I've been around long enough to know if there were, I would totally tell you, okay? But there are no shortcuts. The people who are succeeding are the ones that are showing up and doing the freaking work. Okay, because I've seen a lot of people come and a lot of people go. And the people who leave are the ones that are not willing to show up and do the grind to get the goals. Okay, so think about that, you guys. We expect instant results. And I get it. I do it too. And I catch my daughter. It's so funny. You know, she's 4, almost 4. I won't age her quite yet. She's a week. And she's going through her list of what she wants for Christmas and what she wants for her birthday, which is everything in the entire magazine, right? And she thinks that she should get it right now. And I'm like, honey, like, it's not your birthday yet, right? And then we have this little fit, but she has to understand that it's not going to happen until your actual birthday, right? Like, it's my job as her mom to teach her that it's not instant results. This world is not like that, even though they can click a button and get everything that they want, right? So we can't expect that with very little effort, you guys. The hard work has to come in order to achieve those goals, okay? So I want you to let go of that, why am I not here in my business right now? Okay, like, look at what you've been doing over the last 30, 60, 90 days, okay? And accept that you're at where you're at in your business right now because of what you've been doing the last couple months. Yes, I've been a coach for 10 years. 8 years of grinding. There's been periods where I can very clearly look back and say, I know why my business slowed down a little bit. It didn't completely stop, guys. I still hit Success Club. I still signed up coaches, but I know why it slowed down a little bit because of the lack of my efforts and my actions a few months before that, right? And as soon as I start seeing that slowdown, I know it's on me. It's not on my team. It's on my action. And the best way to pick that back up is to just show up and start doing those actions on your Success Club system tracker consistently every single day, okay? So accept it and know that you can change it, okay? And I want you, if you are someone who's like, God, I've been showing up, like, I love that you guys were applauding yourselves and your coaches when you hopped on. I loved that part because you have to do that, right? Like, every single small win is so important. Hitting Success Starter is amazing, you guys. Like, amazing. You should be so proud of yourself because that is not an easy thing to do as a brand new coach, okay? Applaud yourself if you've been putting in that consistency and know that that pinwheel is going to start spinning faster. Even if you're not seeing that success quite yet, if you can just continue to show up every single day, especially right now, okay? Because this is where your business integrity shows up, you guys, during this holiday season. This is where you show up and tell yourself, am I truly committed to this business or am I just interested in building it? Okay, so number 2, you guys, and this is one that you're going to hear from every single coach, but somehow it still goes in one ear, not the other. You have to be your first client and your first testimony, okay? You can only fake health and fitness results in a health and fitness business for so long, okay? You cannot expect people to want to come and work with you, and this is hard to hear, and I have been that coach that hasn't had results before, okay? It's hard to hear when you're in that headspace of, like, you know, maybe not eating the best or having a lot of stress or whatever, you guys. But you can't get around faking results when it comes to this business, your physical results, okay? People can only believe in you for so long without seeing those results. I was talking to a coach earlier today that's like one of my good friends, and she said, I've been trying to lose 30 pounds for 3 years, and I can't understand why my team, or why my team and why my business is struggling. And I said, because you haven't been committed to your results. You keep telling people you're doing this, and then you're not doing it. That's ruining your credibility and people believing in you, right? And there's, 400,000 coaches? If they're not seeing you get the results, they're going to go find someone who is, because they want results, right? So they're going to pick a coach who's getting results. Now, I have thyroid issues. It's really hard for me to lose weight. I have to take what normal people do and maximize it by 1,000, and it sucks. Like, my husband thought I made it up, but he's been like my weight loss coach since having Braden, and he's like, man, it kind of sucks to be you. I'm like, thanks, honey. Like, thank you, right? I have to work really, really hard, but I'm committed to that because this is my business, okay? And I am the forefront. I am the store window of my business, okay? So we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and truly ask ourselves, am I giving 100% to my own journey, right? Am I showing up 100%? Yes, you can take Christmas off and Thanksgiving off and enjoy yourself, because I do believe in moderation, right? But those other days, you should be fully committed, getting your workout in, sticking to 2B mindset or ultimate portion fix, because you're a coach. You should be one or the other. Sometimes mix the two, whatever. I don't care. Don't tell Autumn I said that. And drinking your Shakeology and your supplements. This is your business, okay? And until you consistently can show up for yourself, how the heck will you be able to show up for other people, you guys? You have to really get honest with yourself about that, okay? All right. Tip number 3, you guys. Show up as a business owner every single day, okay? Now that seems also very cliche, right? You're like, okay, I am a business owner. I know that, right? But are you actually acting like one? There are no secrets to success in this business. One of the things that I love about Beachbody is that when people succeed, they are so open about what's working, right? Like, if you go on YouTube, if you go into the Beachbody Champions page, you listen to the National Wake Up Call, people are like, bleh. All the things, everything that's succeeding. You know, Mackenzie came on and shared tons of resources with us, because we all know that you can have those resources and you can have those tips, but if you're not applying them, it's not going to do anything for your business, right? So there is no secret when it comes to success in this business other than hard freaking work. Yes, it's going to be fun. At times it's not, right? Because it's a business, you guys. The coaches who succeed in this business are the ones who are staying consistent, and they're tracking their action on their business activity tracker day in and day out. I love, like, I've been around long enough to see all the trackers that they've done, and I'm doing the Success Club System Tracker. Now, I will tell you, I'll do a little plug for my amazing coach, Kate. She created a planner, you guys. Don't ignore that this is all blank right now. Okay, it's been a crazy week. But these are not my non-negotiables. This is just my actual planning out the week. She has the whole to-do list of the Success Club System Tracker. She had to delete this part because I was against compliance. But all these circles available for you to put in your Success Club System Tracker. It fits perfectly, you guys. And it's 6 months worth of moving your business forward. So I've been doing that. My team's been doing that. We show up and we do it, and we post it in our team group when we get done with it, okay? So you can't get around doing that. But when you are doing your work, you guys, I want you to ask yourself at the end of the day, and this is something that I started doing after I had Tenley, because life got crazy. I show up every single day, yes. But guess what? There's some days where my work is just not the best, right? Like, whether my headspace is not there, or I'm getting pulled in a ton of different directions, or whatever. Okay, I have crappy days too. I ask myself at the end of every single work day, would I hire myself or would I fire myself? I do that every single day, you guys, and I've been doing that for the last 4 years. And like I said, there's some days where I'm like, I would totally fire myself. Like, that was not a good work day. But then I know, okay, if that was a crappy day, what can I do tomorrow to make it so that it's one of those higher days? Okay, so I ask myself, and I show up like a business owner every single day. Would I hire or fire myself based off of what I did today, right? The other thing, you guys, is that I realize that when I limit my potential as a coach, even 8 years into the business, and not to like toot my horn and be like, well, yeah, we've accomplished so much, but as a team and as a family, we've accomplished basically all of the big goals that I was going for. Financial freedom, my kids' college is paid off, insert disclaimer, right? Like we built our dream house, we've paid for our cars, and it's gotten hard because I'm like, do I really need anything else, right? Like I don't need to continue to grow, but I do, because when I limit my potential, I limit my team's potential, right? They're looking at what I'm doing and saying, if Meg's slowing down, I'm going to slow down, even though they haven't, succeeded and done the things that I've quite done yet. But they look at my pace. Okay, so I have to set the pace for them. And when I limit my potential, they limit their potential. Okay, remember that, you guys. Make sure that you have systems in place. If you're someone who just comes into your office, and I've had conversations where coaches come in and they're like, I sit down, I don't know what to do. Right? Like, you spend like the first 15, 20 minutes like trying to get yourself organized. Have your systems in place, you guys. If you are not moving all of your prospects over into email, you're missing a huge boat. This was something that has been a huge time saver for me. If you go to my Instagram page, it's just Meg Kozlowski, and you click the link in my bio. Okay, I have a very simple form. It's not pretty. It was Google Forms. I don't care about all that stuff. I just want your information, not you guys, but people that sign up. Okay, so you look at that form. What I do every time I have a conversation with someone about coaching or a challenge group, I send them that link. Okay, every single time. If I do a call to action, I'm sending that link out to the people who are liking and commenting on that post. What that does is when they fill out that form, it goes into an Excel sheet for me, so that when I wake up in the morning, all of my leads for whatever, like did I do a call to action or a poll or whatever, it's all right there, so that I'm not wasting time having to go back and look for people. Okay, it's all in one pretty spot for me. And then we go back and forth through email. I have automated responses set up, so hopefully you guys know how to do that on Gmail. I Googled it. It's super easy. But you set up, automated responses so that when someone says, yes, I want information, all you have to do is go into your email, grab that template, and send it. Okay, so work smarter, not harder, you guys. Okay, that took me way too long to realize, and 2 children. Okay, work smarter, not harder. That's what an entrepreneur does. Okay, so make sure that you're moving all of your prospects over into your email, especially like Facebook and Instagram shut down this year a couple times. Do you guys remember that? We all panicked, right? Like, we're like, how am I supposed to work? I can't contact anyone. What's going to happen? If you have everyone in your email, you don't even have to worry about it, right? You have them all right there. The other thing, you guys, is that you want to make sure that at this time of year, you're asking yourself, am I just interested in this business? Okay, like, am I just interested in it, or am I actually committed? Because if you're interested, you're only going to work it when it's convenient. Like this time of year, it gets crazy, but come on, like it's busy the entire year. We all just put so much stress and so much effort on, oh my God, it's the holiday season, it's going to be crazy. It's really not that crazy, okay, especially if you plan for it. So you got to ask yourself, am I interested or am I just committed? So interested, you're going to work it when it's convenient. Committed is you truly are going after your goals, and you're saying, even when chaos arises, I'm still going to get those set business non-negotiables done. So I mentioned that at the beginning, you guys. I've also mentioned a couple times that I just had my second baby. When I had Brayden, I was still inviting and connecting and following up with people, okay? And I did a lot of screenshots in my phone so that I could go back and track it afterwards because I was in the middle of nursing or whatever. I couldn't get to my computer. But I had those business non-negotiables that I would do because I was committed to my business. Do you know how many people asked me, are you going to take a maternity leave? I don't have to. I didn't feel like I needed to at all, you guys. I wasn't stressed out. I'm not saying that you can't take a maternity leave when you're a Beachbody coach, okay? But I truly love this business. Did I slow down? Yes, because it was a season of life that I'll never get back again. It's done with babies. So I did enjoy that season, but I still showed up with those non-negotiables because I'm committed to my business. And people who are committed are going to be the ones that see their business explode in 2020, okay, and be able to reach some crazy awesome goals and be that powerhouse that you're shooting for. Okay, last tip, you guys. So you want to make sure that you set goals that are going to happen by December 31st. I know Beachbody is Thursday, so I'm not sure what Thursday is for the last Thursday of the year. Make sure you double check that. But, the last Thursday of 2019 that are connected to a purpose. My team and I have been really focused on this because when you just throw those goals out there, like, I want to hit diamond, I want to hit elite, I want to do this, I want to do that. And especially at this time of year, and it's not connected to a purpose, it's going to die down, right? The excitement of that goal and pushing towards that is going to die down. It's like when people set like cool, awesome goals to go after summit. And then it's like by August, September, you're like, right? Like, I'm not going towards that goal anymore because you weren't like focused on it and having that purpose. So for me, I look back at 2011 when I really freaking hated my job. And I was like, you know what? I am going to go for top 10 because I know if I go for top 10, that's going to push me towards my goal of quitting my full-time job. So I took a goal in the business and connected it to a goal that I wanted to achieve in my life. Okay. When my husband was working, I said, you know what? I'm going to go for Superstar Diamond because I want to bring my husband home from work. I want him to be able to be home with me and raise our children with me. And he still works 1 or 2 days because he loves his job. Actually, it's probably like once a month at this point, but he's a physical therapist. He loves what he does, and I never want to take that away from him. But I do want to give him that freedom to say, I get to work because I love it, because I get to work because I love it, right? So take that goal in the business and connect it to something deep that gives you that emotional feel, right? Because that's going to be what prevents you from stopping at this time of year when life gets a little bit crazy. Okay, so my audacious goal right now is to bump our team up into top 50 teams. We're currently, I think, 94 in the entire network, but that's going to take a lot of hustle and grind, and it's not for recognition. It's not for a rank. It's because I have girls that I know if we can continue to connect and help them push towards their goals and their purpose, they're going to be able to quit their jobs. They're going to be able to, pay off crazy debt. They're going to be able to take their husband and bring them home. Things that I've already achieved. Okay, so think about that, you guys. As you're going towards these goals, connect it to your team. Because when you're kind of moving your goals, like I want to hit elite, and connecting it with the goals of your team, it makes it so much more rewarding. So much more rewarding, you guys. So use those goals to grow you into the person that deserves to have those goals. If you guys don't listen to Bob Heilig, he is like my man. I love him. I see some bobbing. But his podcast is my favorite. And one of the things that he said that hit me hard, and I had to share it with some of my team that was struggling, is that he said, if you haven't hit the goals that you've been going towards, it's because you haven't grown into the person that deserves those goals. And he said, it's not that you're not worthy, because you're extremely worthy. You'll never be more worthy than you are of receiving those goals than you are right now. You just haven't grown into the person that deserves them. Okay? So as you're going towards these goals, you guys, it's November 6th. Okay, so we have about a little over a month and a half left in 2019. Holy heck. Okay, it's going to be the nose to the grind to go for those goals, you guys, but enjoy the process. Okay, have fun with it and know that the person that you're becoming while you're going towards those goals is going to be the person that deserves those goals. I look back at Meg from 2009 and I feel so blessed, not just with everything that we've achieved, but the person that my husband and my daughter and my son get to see, because I was such a broken person back in 2009, suffering from eating disorders, coming out of a negative relationship that was, verbally abusive and no confidence, all that kind of jazz. And it breaks my heart to think that my daughter would have ever had to have a mom like that, right? Because our kids watch us. But now she gets to see a mom who works really hard for the life that we have, and a dad who's very present, and a really cute little brother. She just gets to see this life that I've worked so hard for. So guys, think about who you get to grow into through this business. Because while all the shiny things and the goals and all that kind of stuff is so fun, the most rewarding part of this entire business is that you get to grow into the person that you were meant to be on this earth. So thinking of it being November 6th, 2019, with having a couple weeks left in 2019, you guys, think about where you're at in your business. Are you fully 100% committed to your own health and fitness goals? If you're not, don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself, right? We've all had those moments in our business, but say, how can I turn it around? I heard you guys say you're doing a 3-day refresh. Maybe you need to start your 3-day refresh a couple days before the team, right? To get yourself refocused. That's okay. I wish I could do the 3-day refresh. I'm breastfeeding, so I can't quite do that. But, get yourself back on. Or fully make a proclamation on your social media and say, hey, I've been struggling. I did this when I did Morning Meltdown. I'll be honest, I was a Morning Meltdown quitter. I started it right after I had a baby. Not the smartest idea. And I had to go on there and say, hey, I'm quitting this program. It's not the best right one for me. But I'm refocused on a different one, and I'm committed to it. And guess what? My followers were like, thank you for being so honest and open and a real person. And they've watched my journey. They've been able to see me transform postpartum to where I'm at right now. And I've built that credibility and that trust again with them. Okay, so are you fully committed to your own health and fitness goals? Are you showing up as a business owner every single day? Like, are you wanting it to just be a hobby? That's cool. If you're just someone, well, come on, you guys are on this call. You don't want it to just be a hobby. If you're on this call or you're watching the recording, you truly want to make this a part-time or full-time thing. So are you showing up and actually doing the work? Or are you looking for some secret shortcuts that you think people have? Okay. The other thing, you guys, is that, let me make sure I didn't miss something. Oh, are you someone who is looking for that instant gratification? I catch myself doing it too, right? Like when I change something in my business, I'm like, why did that post fail, right? Or Instagram. Who hates Instagram right now? We probably all hate it, right? You're like, I normally get lots of likes and comments and everything's really down right now. You got to ride the wave, you guys. But are you basing that? Are you saying oh my God, I should be seeing likes and comments like this right now? Or are you saying, okay, it's time for me to change things up. It's time for me to try different stuff. It's time for me to maybe do a little more focus on Facebook, because Facebook seems to be a little more active, engaging. Still showing up on Instagram, but spending more time on Facebook. Okay, so are you someone who's looking for that instant gratification, or do you know it's going to take that grind to get to those goals? Because if you truly know that in your heart and you're willing to show up through these slower times, you guys, 2020, it's going to start out like a fire for you. All right, guys, that's it. I see comments. I'm thinking this is probably from when I was asking if it was accurate. Yeah, I love the ridiculous. It was. It really is ridiculous. Okay, I see some Polish last names on here. Nice. Okay, Google is your best friend. It truly is. Okay, guys, do you have any questions?
Meg, I will have you just touch on this really fast, because when you say work really hard,
yeah,
you mean work really hard on the really simple things, right? Yeah. Just up your numbers in new people, new invites, new connections, the really simple disciplines. Because I think especially when I was a new coach, I would hear people say, work really hard, really hard. And I'd be like, I feel like I'm working really hard, but I wasn't working hard on the right
things. Yep. So, guys, I'll tell you, over 8 years, I don't have anything fancy. I don't have an awesome website. Actually, I've tried to create it and then I never use it. I don't have any of those flashy, shiny things. That's not what's going to make you succeed. If you watch my Instagram stories, my call to actions rarely are in those beautiful apps that you see everyone do, right? Because I don't have time for that. I have 2 babies and my time should be spent with them, okay? So when I'm working my business, like Mackenzie said, it's action. It's not putting together pretty graphics. It's saying, hey, I'm going into my inbox, or I'm looking at the people who have liked and commented on my posts or watched my Instagram stories, and I'm sending them a message. I'm using those nursing moments to go on and add to my network and connect with people. I'm using that time, those small windows and pockets throughout the day, to actually do the action like Mackenzie said, to get people into my inbox. So I'm doing it a smarter way to move them into my email to keep myself more sane, but it's all action. People always ask me, how do you spend your day, you guys? Or Meg, as soon as I get up, I'm in my room and I'm doing my meditation and all that stuff to get my mindset right. But then I'm into my invites. I do not look at my inbox to look at what people need from me until I send out 30 invites. Okay, so my goals are to help at least 20 people. I'm not going for 30, 40, 50 people, okay? I'm looking for 20 people that I can help a month, whether they want to be a coach or a client. So 30 invites every single day, either to coaching or challenge group based on what I'm inviting to at that point. And then every other day I do follow-ups. So I'm not doing follow-ups every single day. I am sending 30 invites Monday through Friday. You guys can do that math. And then I'm doing follow-ups with those people every other day. Okay. And the follow-ups is where I'm finding is magic. And I actually want to share this with you guys if you guys are game. Something that I'm finding is working really well right now with follow-ups is making sure that you are creating urgency and that you are following up like a boss. Okay. This is the time of year where people are so busy. Okay. So busy. And they want to be a part of your group, right? Like how many times have you had people say like, yes, I want information. And you send them the share cart and then it's like crickets. Right? They like disappear on you. Keep following up with those people. So what I do, because I pull them all over into my email address or into my email, I have an Excel sheet that I can just grab all of the emails of the people that are interested in my December 2nd group. And what I do is every couple days, even if I don't have people signing up, okay, this is where you have to kind of like fake it till you make it. I say out of 10, I have 10 spots available, starting out with that. And then once, one person signs up, I send out an email and I say, 7 spots available, even though I have only one person, you guys, because it creates urgency. Now, in that follow-up email, I'm not just saying, I have 7 spots left. I am reiterating the value that they're going to get from this group. Right now, I'm focusing on 21 Day Fix because I want to do 21 Day Fix Extreme before we start, before Christmas. So December 2nd through, 3 weeks from there, right before Christmas. And what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm saying, okay, 7 spots available. Here's the value that you're going to get from me, right? And then sending it out. And what's happening is people are like, wait, me, there's only 7 spots. I want in, not everyone, but the right people are grabbing onto that because they think, oh my God, those spots are going to disappear, right? So then you get a couple more people signed up and you get that share cart sent out to them and then they cricket you, right? You reach out again and you reach out again and you reach out to them and you make sure they know I have a spot reserved for you. If you're not going to have this spot, don't be afraid to say this to people, you guys. If you don't want this spot, it's totally fine. We can get you into another group, but I do have this spot reserved and I have people on the waiting list waiting to get into this group. You're creating that urgency, okay? If they cricket you, you give that spot up, okay? Does that help, Mackenzie?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's important to like reiterate like what working hard is like literally just following our Success Club trackers.
Oh yeah.
Numbers and like 10xing it, like depending on your goals. Not like scrolling or creating graphics or editing pictures. Or
graphics is such a waste of time.
Or even scrolling through your team pages. It's like the things that connect you to people is where your time needs to really like.
Yep.
So good. I've also been adding in my messages lately, guys. I don't know, this might help. I wanted to make sure and include you. So like when I let them know like everything that I'm offering, I'll put like at the end, like I just wanted to make sure and include you in case it sounded like something that you wanted to do with me. And then even when they're not interested, they're typically like, thank you for thinking of me, or thank you for including me because it sounds so good anyway. And then that's a great, way to just follow up with them the next month because it's obvious that they were grateful that you included them.
I love that. Is there a reason you follow up with email instead of Instagram? Yes. Okay. So my life is crazy. My life is like completely crazy. So what I found, you guys, is Instagram Messenger. It sucks. I'm sorry if you like track through Instagram, but there is no way to organize that. Like, yes, you can search people's names, but that takes so much time, you guys. So what I do, I know some people do Google Streak. One day when I have some time to sit aside and actually get myself organized, I'll start Google Streak. But like I said, that's not worth my time right now. I create a simple Google Excel sheet. Okay, so from that form that I told you guys, that form sent to me, and in that form, it has them fill out their name, their email address, their Instagram screen name, I think, and like what they're interested in. Okay, so I have their email address and I have them all right there. So beautiful. So what I do is I'm able to connect with them in email. That way I don't get distracted by Instagram notifications, new messages coming in, all that kind of jazz. Because I'm a squirrel. I don't know about you guys, but when I see those other messages come in, I'm like, wait, what? Or someone likes my post. I'm like, what did they say? I gotta go look and see what they said. And then I forget that I'm messaging the person, and it takes me like 15 minutes to message one person. So it keeps me more sane. It keeps me organized. It keeps me systematic. You guys, if you're not using like your email, you're missing a huge boat. Okay, let's see. My VA set up my Google Streak for me because I didn't feel like doing work. Oh, that's such a good idea. I just hired a new assistant though, so I'm still getting her up to speed on stuff. But once she does, I should totally have her set me up on that. What happens if Instagram shuts down tomorrow? Exactly, guys. The other beautiful thing of having people's email addresses is that I don't know if you guys send out newsletters, but one of the areas I feel we slack a little bit on as Beachbody coaches is value. Okay, giving value in our posts and in our social media. So what I've been doing is I've been very focused on value to the type of person I'm wanting to connect with. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a lot of how-tos, you'll see a lot of recipes, like how-tos for mommies. And I make sure that once I grab their email address, I take one of my posts on Instagram and my assistant. Later on, you can do this as well. I have that set up as a newsletter. So, if I put a recipe for pumpkin bread in 2 weeks, that's going to be a newsletter to my contact list. Because although I'd love to think everyone sees my posts on Instagram, that's not the case. Okay, and that's more value. And when you give people value, they're more open to wanting to sign up with you. Any way you can get emails is helpful, guys. Yep. Exactly. Anything else, you guys?
Thanks so much, Meg. It was awesome. So simple, straight to the point, and definitely got me fired up to just stay the course.
Just stay the course, you guys. This business is so simple. Like I said, I'm old in this business. The people who come and go are the ones that are not willing to just sit down and do like the work that's not so sexy.
So true. It's not. It's so not. All right. Thank you so much. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody? I am pumped for where we run. Like, she's so right, you guys. I'm 4 years. That's nothing compared to 10, but I have watched the people who just continue showing up, continue working, power through the nose, and they see such a beautiful beginning to the following year. And like, that's the kind of person that you want to be. Like, don't just put your head down and say, I'll show back up when it's easy. Thank you so much. This was awesome. We so appreciate you, Meg. This recording will be up soon. Thank you. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.